I'm standing at the site of Greenville's billion-dollar project, and I'm going to give you the rundown of this project and this one, which is soon to be the tallest building in the state. But first, I want to actually update you on a development that is done here in downtown, because whether you already live here in Greenville, South Carolina, or you're looking to relocate, you're going to want to go out on the towns. And despite what the locals are holding on to, Greenville, South Carolina is not a small town anymore. And that is why we've needed these larger venues that can accommodate the bigger acts, because Greenville's metro population just exceeded 1 million people. For music, this is where AMP comes in. We are at the Peace Center, which already has a few venues in it. You have the Peace Center Hall, then you have Gunter Theater and the Pavilion. But AMP has actually added a few more venues to this campus, the first being the Mockingbird. So this is a seated venue space that holds less than 200 people. It is meant to be a very intimate space where you can have cocktails and listen to singer-songwriter duos with the backdrop of the Reedy River right behind the stage. Attached to the Mockingbird is the studio, where you get an immersive, hands-on education in the performing arts. AMP also added the Coach Music Factory, which has an 1,100 standing capacity with the upper level also included. The Coach Factory adds a much needed spot in the lineup of Greenville music venues. There's been a gap, because before there was only a 500 standing room capacity at the radio room or a 12,000 person capacity all the way out at the CCNB amphitheater in Simpsonville. This bridges that gap. Plus, we have True Line, which is well underway in its construction. It has actually 3 different spaces, 250 capacity, a 350 capacity, and a 1,700 standing room capacity. It's gonna be great. And on top of all of this, we have the South Carolina Hall of Fame coming to town. What they are looking at bringing is a museum, a music venue, and then also a recording studio. It's gonna be really cool. And we'll make sure that we keep you up to date on that. With all of these bigger venues coming into town, we are going to really see how much hunger Greenville has for live music. Because with the metro population growing to just over 1 million people, these mid-sized venues are really important, because the artists who need those spaces haven't had them, and now they do. Now, as we are walking to our next development, I want to remind you, the Aubree Lewis Group is here to help you with all of your buying and selling needs here in the area. So make sure you reach out, because that's what we do. So before we talk about that billion-dollar development, let's talk about this first, the Gateway Project. It's called that because this is the first thing you are going to see as you are coming into downtown Greenville off of 385. As you can see, developers are currently preparing this space for a high-rise. And this lot has been like this since the 90s. So we're all so excited to see something finally being developed here. This building is supposed to have 327 residential units, along with 8,500 square feet of commercial space along the first level. And it's going to stand 29 stories tall. The idea of this development is to serve as the bridge between the arena and the rest of downtown. With the many improvements along this corridor, the city plans to provide up to $7.25 million to reimburse the developer for those completed public improvements. That includes an outdoor public plaza, a public art gallery, even new sidewalks and upgraded landscaping, new lighting and street improvements, utility upgrades, and more. And over here at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena, there are even more renovations planned. This update isn't super sexy, but it is definitely needed. So we're talking about the back of the house. They're getting 2 more loading docks, bringing us up to 4 now. They're also doing more flex space, better dressing rooms, and adding 18,000 square feet to this area. Aside from the loading docks and square footage, etc., one of the most important updates I think that needs to be done is the update to the facade of the arena. Now, let's be real, this is what you see when you first get into downtown as you're coming in off of 385. Updating this, making it look pretty, and it's really the gateway. It is the first thing that you see, and it's so important. Don't you agree? Let me know in the comments. But the update that I am the most excited about is the guest experience here, because they're not just updating these really big things, they're updating some of the smaller things too. We're talking better accessibility, better bathrooms, places to eat. So these updates are going to take a while. And in order to keep you up to date, you should tune in to the Greenville Gab Thursday nights at 8 p.m. It's a live show where I answer your questions live. That show's really cool, so make sure you tune in. All right, so let's talk about Greenville's billion-dollar project. Now, not much has visibly changed here in years, and I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. So we have the government buildings over here and the parking deck over here. Now, these have been done for a few years now and operational. But what you see is there's also all this land over here that honestly, once it gets developed, is going to double the size of downtown Greenville. Okay, so on the west side of this development, it goes all the way to Augusta Street by Fuller Field, where the Greenville Drive plays. On the north side, it bumps up against the Governor's School right next to Falls Park. And on the east side, we are on Church Street. So what are they doing with this development? It's meant to be an urban environment, a complement to downtown Greenville. It's going to be a mixture of commercial, residential, institutional, industrial types of spaces in this development. So here there's going to be 2 main plazas, 3 different dog parks, and trails that connect all of this to the rest of downtown. It's gonna be cool. So in this urban development, you're not getting single family homes here. What you're getting is 5+1 type units. What that means is you've got 5 levels of residential apartments and condos, where on the first level you have commercial businesses. But before this entire thing can be developed, you've got to understand, there's several different developers that are working on this project. It is not just one. And the city of Greenville is working with all of them, bringing them together to make a really neat project. I know it doesn't look like much now, but what they've been doing, this area used to be a huge parking lot, have all of the Greenville County buildings. They had to take all of that down and scrape this property. So it is wild to me, but they had to get the utilities in place. They had to get the infrastructure in place first before they go vertical. There's a lot that's being done to set this area up for success. And that's what our team wants to do for you too, is we want to set you up for a successful move. Whether it's helping you buy a house here or selling a house, we would love to help you with that. So scan the QR code that's up here on the screen. You know you've been wanting to. And if you want to see what it looks like to actually live in this area, what real estate looks like, go watch this video.